Sorry, Gazo, but thanks to 5G Bill Gates microchip sissy hypno vaccine, you are now transgender. And then put a vine thud. This is how Karl Marx invented cultural Marxism. Trans people were invented. Okay, so you're trans, but what do you do now? How do you look like all the hot women with penises on Twitter.com? And irony aside, you can't just listen to sissy hypno and become a girl. There is a physical transition that needs to take place to look like all those transition timelines. So how do they do it? For most trans people, this means a physical transition with HRT, also known as hormone replacement therapy. What HRT does is make you enter a second puberty, but to your preferred gender. You will get the secondary sex characteristics of your desired gender. With the power of HRT, you can change your gender. So it makes you go from this to this. So what is HRT and how does it work? It's just hormones. Estrogen. It is not some experimental super drug. It is just sex hormones. All HRT does is raise hormone levels to that of a healthy cis person's. So what does this second puberty entail? For Transfem, HRT causes feminine body fat redistribution, growth of thighs, buttocks, and hips, breast growth, skin softening, decreased sex drive, slowing of body and facial hair growth, and reversal of male pattern hair loss. Here's the full chart if you want to pause it and look at it, I guess. But most importantly, HRT has been shown scientifically to increase quality of life for trans people. HRT isn't required for being transgender, but it will absolutely help you be your gender of choice. If any of this sounds appealing to you, I'm sorry to say you're transgender. So I know what you are, Zoe. Yeah, I see you over there with that blah. Don't you hide it now, you fucking bottom. Bottoms don't get damaged. If HRT sounds like something you want, congratulations on being transgender. But the question then becomes, how do I get HRT? The question primarily depends on where you live. For people in the USA, informed consent is possible after 18. This means you will be given a complete knowledge about HRT and its consequences and effects, and then given it. Places like Planned Parenthood can do informed consent and essentially just give you hormones that you need. This is the one upside to living in the United States. The general rule is that HRT through official channels is slower, safer, and that not every country offers reasonable legal channels to access HRT. For example, in the UK, waitlists can be as long as 5 years for a first-time appointment. So let's say you know what you want, or you're in a country without easy access to HRT. For that, we have what is called DIY HRT, or do-it-yourself hormone replacement therapy. DIY can be cheaper and more efficient compared to more formal forms of HRT. For some people, DIY HRT is basically the only feasible form of taking HRT. I mean, if you're in Turf Island, you have to do DIY HRT. There's no way you're getting it through official channels unless you're waiting for years. Or if you're any other country where it's unsafe or, impossible to get it through official channels. If you're doing DIY HRT, you need to have complete knowledge of HRT, especially dosing. Now, doing a complete video on a comprehensive guide of every single aspect of transitioning would be kind of boring, so I would recommend DIYHRT.wiki as a good starting point for having a complete understanding of DIY HRT. On screen are some other resource links for more information if you need it. I will say, if you are going to take DIY HRT, you need to be 100% certain before you do it. The effects of transitioning through this second puberty are irreversible, so you have to really know that's what you want before you do it. So I don't want to see some detransitioner accusing me of me grooming them into 5G sissy hypno. I'm literally just telling you how to do things. Anyway, my advice for doing DIY HRT is that you need to do blood work every 6 months if you can. It makes the dosing for the specific medications more precise. Injections are generally the most cost-effective form of HRT and generally the most effective. What matters most is the amount of estrogen inside of your bloodstream and matching that to a cis person's level of estrogen in their bloodstream. And if you are going to be going down the route of DIY HRT, your guide is going to have to be this link. The site has a list of every single DIY HRT provider and is constantly updated. It's a long list, and increasing access to HRT helps save lives.
All right.